I have went live. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna let see if people jump on here. How are you doing today? This afternoon. I'm in Mexico City, so here it is 12 o'clock. And well, Eastern time is 1 o'clock. So welcome to the channel. I'm gonna see who jumps on here. Welcome. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Charisma Cares Travels. If you are new to the channel, here I travel the world with my son, and I do so. Um, Lord, y'all, I'm a little tired. I'm slipping a little bit. So I travel the world full time, or at least 80% with my son, and I do so by investing in real estate. It has been a minute that people have been asking me to do a Q&A. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and finally do a Q&A. So really, this is your time to go ahead and pick my brain about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to, I know like some people have asked me about like how I find sitters or nannies, the mommyhood stuff, how the things to do, the places to go, disabilities, real estate, um, Airbnbs. I'm gonna do a scouting trip. So whatever you want to ask, you let me know. Whatever y'all want to talk about. Hey, girl, Miss from Lat to Legacy. I was actually on her channel on Friday. She does a live trading. I don't know if it's. I don't guess it wouldn't be a course. A live trading, girl, what's the right word for that? A live trading, I'm not sure, but where she does day trading on Friday morning. So I was actually on her live. Um, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if y'all invest in stocks. So I did some day trading. I think I was doing day trading earlier this year. No, last year. I was doing a trading session. That's what she said, a live trading session. So I was doing some day trading last year. I lost all kinds of money, y'all. It's ridiculous. I was trying. What I should have did was started with the fake money. There's a way for you to do. I know on Webull you could do fake money. I'm not sure on some of the other things, but I should have started with the fake money and then gradually went up to the real money. Instead of starting with the real money, because I was like, I'm gonna start with $5 or $10, and then when the going is good, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do $20 or $40, and eventually, paper trade. That's what I should have did. I should have started with the paper trading. So if anybody is interested in trading, check out her channel. I said when things kind of level out, and I'm on a smooth sailing, I'm gonna look at doing some more trading again. Like it's pretty interesting though. I've never actually seen anyone do that where you do the live trading on air like that. So check that out. Well, I guess good afternoon to y'all. What are y'all doing? Who's on here with me? Hello. What do y'all want to talk about today? Let me know. Yes, let me know because I'm on here for y'all. Y'all say y'all want to ask me some questions. I'm on here for y'all to ask questions. So while I'm waiting on y'all to start chatting and asking me questions, I'm gonna tell y'all. So I'm still in Mexico City, and I met up with one of the girls last night, and we went out to a party. So it was a diaspora party that we went out to. Yeah, we went out to the party. And first of all, it was like 11 o'clock, right? And we in our 30s, y'all. We don't really like 11 o'clock. And she was like, yeah, well, they said 11 o'clock is actually early. And I'm like, girl, if we don't do at least 11, I ain't gonna get up out of here. So come 9 o'clock, I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm like, I am so tired. I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap, right? And you call and wake me up in like 30 minutes so I wake up because I need a power nap. So I had to do a power nap, wake up, and then I had text her. She was like, oh, maybe we should go early. And I'm like, well, I'm still waiting on the sitter. She was over there falling asleep too. But since the sitter was already on the way, y'all know I had to go ahead and go. So I did go ahead and I had the sitter come a little early at 10:30. We went out, met up, went to the diaspora party, which was interesting. So maybe y'all need to define, is it diaspora or diaspora? Maybe you need to define this to me. So, because I felt like it was primarily Mexicans there when it was kind of advertised as an international party. But it really wasn't too international. The music, it was like it was supposed to she said, if you need a nap before the party, you ain't 21 no more. Girl, no. Because we would have went to the party and the after party. Like back in the ATL, because y'all know that's where I grew up. We did the party, the after party, the before party, honey. No. Mm-mm. And then you talking about that's early, 11 o'clock. Ooh, child, what's going to happen when I get out there to PDC? Y'all over there doing it. But it was supposed to be like international, but I didn't feel like it got international. I didn't feel international vibes. The DJ I felt like was okay. Actually, no, I didn't really love the DJ. Like, I just really didn't feel like he was really doing it for me. Whatever he was playing, he would start, he would stop. It just really wasn't my thing. So I'm not sure if anybody else have been in Mexico City and partied here. They said it's like the underground party is every 2 weeks, so it's at a different location. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let me know. So anyway, y'all. So we go out. So we leave at I leave at 10:30. I get over by her at 11. We go to like this little whiskey bar, wine bar. So we ended up doing that. So we went to get some drinks. I got a Caprina. That's my drink of choice, a Caprina. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Like, it's a Brazilian rum with sugar and lime. So I got my Caprina, but it was so weak, which no, it's Brazilian vodka. So it's like, how is it gonna be weak? And all it is vodka. So so we got our drinks. Then we went over to the party from there, and it was okay. Like, it was really one of those things where you're hanging out, you're talking, it's kind of music in the background. Like, if you've ever partied in like an Atlanta type of place, or maybe like Miami or something like that, you kind of, your partying is a little different than partying here. Like, you really can't hear each other. You're really dancing and talking, and you're just doing all kinds of stuff. So you really, like, this wasn't that. You could still talk. It's not like you just dancing all night. So it was okay. After that, we went to this really this taco spot. It's supposed to be this famous taco spot. Tacos were really good. I don't know where we went, y'all. By that time, we were a couple of drinks in, and I just had no idea. Like, I wasn't drunk, but I didn't know the name of it. But it was a cool little taco spot. So, yeah, definitely I know streets. Y'all know I got home at 4 a.m. Y'all know how hard it was for me to do this live today. I think I got ready like 10 minutes ago. So, that was that was how that went. You said, did they have all the meats? They had 3 meats. So they had the pastor, which they call something else there. They had chicharron, which I love chicharron. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's like fried pork and fat. Like, it's bad. It's like the baddest, goodest thing ever. It is so delicious. If you ever go somewhere and they got some chicharron, make sure you get some. And then they had steak. So, and then it was made in different things, but the tortillas were really like soft and homemade. So yeah, they were good. They were good. From Lack the Legacy, she said she had a blast on New Year's Eve. Somebody posted in our WhatsApp group about New Year's Eve, And what they were saying is that, like, or maybe it was in the Facebook group, they said New Year's Eve isn't really like that here. Now, what I did see is that in December, they're actually going to have a carnival festival here. I was like, I would have carnival when I leave. But then I kind of wondered, like, Mexican carnival, is that really going to be like Brazilian, Dominican, Panamanian, Costa Rican carnival? Am I really missing something if I miss Mexican carnival? Plus, y'all, they have a parade here all the time. They had a parade last Saturday for Christmas. They have a parade today for Revolutionary Day because today is November 20th. And if I don't know if y'all ever noticed, but in every Latin country, they have no Vente de Novembre Street, and I always wonder what it was, so I looked it up. So it's their revolution. However, I don't understand how is their revolution in every country. Like, how is it 20th, the 20th, their of November, everybody's revolution? I don't know. Maybe y'all know. I don't know. You said you danced all night and hopped from party to party. I don't know. No, it was not that. It was not a dance all night. It was kind of like, since we were talking about different stuff, girl, we was in there talking about business and everything. So it definitely wasn't a dance all night, party to party type of vibe. It was a little strange to me, a little strange vibe. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you got here, you girl, you were here right after COVID. Everybody was on turn up. Everybody. So, okay. So the question is, hold on. Let me go back up here. Hold on. Let me find the question. Okay. Lovely one. Have I made a decision on where in Mexico I want to live? So, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all about this because Shauna asked the same thing. Talking about where you going. All right, so basically, y'all know I was really up in the air with what I wanted to do. When I came to Mexico City, I really just came here for Day of the Dead. Like, me and Cam had studied it, we were learning about it. So I really just came here for that. And I started kind of liking it. And there's a lot to do here. And y'all, we went out, same girl that I met up with, we had went out the first time and met for like coffee or dinner or something. And when we were going, and we were like right at the restaurant, and right across the street were the plants, and I did not realize that was a street. Neither did Cameron. So he steps out and he almost gets hit by a car. Like, this car slams on the brake, Cam jumps back, and that was the moment I decided, fuck Mexico City. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. At that moment, I was like, I'm getting up out of here. The traffic here is crazy. They drive reckless. Like, a lot of people drive reckless, but this is like being in New York City along with the reckless driving in Mexico. And I was like, nah, like that. Like, like, I'm like, Cam, don't go in the street. Like, you're not supposed to go in the street. But then, it was also kind of like, I didn't even know that was the street. Like, y'all decorated the street with like potted plants. So I didn't even know that was the street. We didn't see the car coming. The car ended up beeping, which made him pull back. Like, it was a whole thing. So we finally get to the other side. Everybody's rushing to make sure he's okay. When I tell you, like, a split second, my son would have been hit. Like, literally, he moved back so fast on those crutches. Like, he moved faster than I moved. And so we get to the other side, like, consoling him. Like, even my friend is like, oh my God. Like, we're all just kind of like, oh my God. And that was the moment I was like, yeah, no, I'm not living in Mexico City. That's not it for me. This place is like, people like, oh, it's dangerous because the cartel, this, that, and the other. No, it's dangerous because these streets are dangerous. Like, they are about to hit you on, every other street corner. That is too much for me. I'm not trying to live that life where I'm scared, because at this point, We walking across the street. I am actually scared walking across the street with him. So, with that said, I am not living in Mexico City. I think Mexico City is a nice place to visit. And that's not the only reason. Like, I feel like I need an easier life. I need a more relaxed life. And I'm actually putting out a video on that. I think I'm gonna release it on Thanksgiving about having a softer life as a single mom, entrepreneur, a black woman, a woman in herself. Like, cause I just kind of feel like life has gotten hard out here. Like not hard, but hard where I'm just doing so much. Like I'm doing so much out here, and, for a little bit, if y'all had, got on the lives and we were talking, I was trying to decide whether to stay in Mexico longer or go to Playa or go back to Atlanta. Well, the fact of the matter is, I really could not make that decision. And I am a very spiritual person. So I literally had not done any meditation since I have been in Mexico City. I've just been go, go, go. Like I had a friend come in. We were going out, doing different stuff, taking Cam around his birthday, going to parades. I was working on the business. I got the boot camp that's going on right now. Yes, just been doing everything, like been moving so much. So I was like, I need to know what to do because something is telling me not to leave Mexico City yet. So I meditate for like 4 days, like morning and night. I do a meditation, and I'm basically told that I'm supposed to stay here because I have business to take care of. There's real estate, there's things that I need to do here. Well, then I start, Lord and behold, I start looking. I went to a real estate meeting. I started looking at apartments. I posted one of the apartments that I looked at. The girl that I met, I'm actually going to take over her apartment and I'm going to do an Airbnb. So basically, why I needed to be here longer, because I was actually supposed to leave on Thursday, like this Thursday that just passed. I needed to be here longer because I had business that needed to be taken care of. So, I extended my trip. I'm going to stay until the 27th. We're going to get everything done. And then I'm going to have a new Airbnb here in Mexico City. Now I can't say this is the last time I'll be in Mexico City. If this one goes well, then I'm going to rinse and repeat because the profit margin here is amazing. I already have a team of individuals to manage the Airbnb. I have the housekeeper. I have all of that taken care of. The Airbnb is furnished, ready to go, like in a great location. So it's like, that's why was meant to be here. So I'm gonna pause there and look at y'all comments. So, because I haven't answered your question yet. All right. Hey, Rita. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Mexico City is busy. It's a lot to do here. A lot of places to go, museums, shows, all that kind of stuff. Arnell said, I'm glad he moved so quickly. Girl, me too. It was so scary. So scary. Big and busy. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So that's where we are. So I have secured a property. I'm just going to start with one. I'm gonna probably have the Airbnb go live around mid-December. We gotta work some kinks out. So yes, y'all know I believe in those multiple streams of income. So we are going to go ahead and do that. When we leave on the 27th, we are going to Playa del Carmen. Woo! Because I know that's where a lot of y'all wanted me to go. So, but where I'm only going, I'm only going to Playa for about 9 to 10 days. So I'm actually going to Playa to do a scouting trip. I was looking for my lip gloss. So I'm gonna go to Playa and do an actual scouting trip. Y'all, we first left for Panama in June of last year. I have never done a scouting trip, y'all. I don't even like this scouting trip is new for me. Y'all, I normally just go and be like, yeah, I can't stand this place. Or yeah, I love this place. Like that's how my trips normally go. I have never done a scouting trip. So I'm gonna need y'all to tell me what I am supposed to do during a scouting trip. Um, Let me go back. I'm taking over someone's lease in Airbnb. Yes, in their lease, they were allowed to sublet. So they will sublet to me. I'm going to buy everything in there as is, make my life easy. I've already done a walkthrough. I buy everything in as is. And then I'm going to turn to Airbnb and have the local realtor here manage it or local broker manage it. And then if everything goes well, then I'll renew the lease in my name. And, honestly, I like that rinse and repeat technique because if you think about it, when expats come, they don't always stay, right? Like a lot of times we like, girl, I'm gonna be here for a year. And then 6 months, people like, oh, I don't like this place. So a lot of times we don't stay. So I pretty much, and I see people that's trying to sell their place. And I think that's what I'm going to do. If this works, I think what I'm going to do is this rinse and repeat, where I just basically come in, buy what you got in there, like buy your stuff as is. You don't have to do anything. I'll get rid of what I want to get rid of, keep what I want to keep. I'm getting it at a discounted rate because it's not new, but it's already set up. You've already worked out kinks in this apartment. The kinks you have not worked out, you can go ahead and tell me what they are so I can work them out. And then I'll come back to that. Okay, I saw that. I'll come back to that. So work those kinks out. And then that way, I mean, it don't take me long to turn over. Once you get in there, I can turn that property over in about 3 days. I'm going to have somebody come in there, clean it up, take out what doesn't need to be there. You got to think about it. You were already living there. You got spices in there. You may have some food or something. You may have like some water that's already left. I'm not going to leave food items, but you got like everything that people really want when they get there. So I do like that idea. I think that that's the idea I'm going to stick with, is a rinse and repeat, where they already have the apartment. We let the landlord know I'm going to be subletting, but I want the option to renew. So I have that option to renew and rinse and repeat. And Shauna, you're gonna love this one because this one's only $750 a month. Like you really wasn't feeling the $1,100 a month. Hold on a second, y'all. So Shauna was not feeling that $1,100 a month. This one is only $750. It's a 1 bedroom though. However, everything's already in there. I'm just gonna pay one price for everything. That it makes it easy for the expat because when you want to move, you ain't trying to be selling the bed, the sofa, all of these different pieces. You would much prefer to sell, get a lump sum, use your lump sum to move on. Sorry, y'all, I had to get had to get some Vaseline. But use your lump sum. Like if it was me, I was like, okay, take all of this, give me a few $1,000s. I can go, you do what you do. You taking over the lease. I'm done. I've washed my hands of it, and I'm going to my next country. So I'm gonna do it. And if it works, then I'm gonna show, people how to do that. But I don't want to present something without knowing it. Like I'm not gonna make my people be my guinea pigs. I'm gonna be the guinea pig. And then if the method works, then I'll come back and I'm like, okay, this is what we do. This is how we rinse and repeat. Because I did go looking at empty properties, and I need to fill the whole property. I need to talk to the landlord, make sure they want to sublet, all of that kind of stuff. But if you've already put that in your contract, I don't have to do any of that. Like I just got to sign and pay. I'm good with that. So that I like that process. I gotta see how it works because it sounds good on paper, but the lease only has about 6 months left. So, all else fails, it's 6 months. Like it's not even a whole, I don't even know if it's 6, but it's not a whole long time here. So it's like if it doesn't work, okay, it was a couple months, I write it off. But I don't see it not working because Airbnbs are in such high demand here. A 2 bedroom for a month is easily $2,500. So, you really, and that's for a month. And if you all know, when you do an Airbnb by month, you actually get a bigger discount. So that's monthly. If you got somebody turning over at Airbnb, like if they're doing days at a time, even if they did 20 days, you're going to make more than that. Like, so that's the thing. Like that, I mean, it's a no-brainer. When I looked at like DR, when I looked at Panama, when I looked at Costa Rica, some of those places, I would say DR, especially in Playa, is like this, are very oversaturated. I would never do an Airbnb in those areas because of the saturation. You can look on there 3 months from your date or 1 week from your date, and some of those same Airbnbs are still available. Also, I've been told that the quality of these pop-up places in Playa is for the birds. I've been told that by multiple people. So I feel like this is a more stable place to do it through. Did I discover the unit through the realtor? The one that you all saw that I did the walkthrough, that one I came through the realtor. The one that I'm actually getting, that one came through my own connections, just talking to people. And they mentioned something, and I was like, well, I'm looking for something. You ready to leave? Like, if you're ready to leave, then this your time to fly. So you could go ahead and go. So yeah, girl. So that's the thing with that. So I'm going to get that set up, and then I'll be leaving out. I'm gonna head over to Playa, do a scouting trip, and I'm still waiting on y'all to tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do during these scouting trips that you all do, because I've never done one. So the thought is that I want to put Cam in some kind of school. It doesn't have to be a traditional school, or all day or everyday school, but I do want him to go a couple of days a week and kind of start being around some more kids. So, I don't know if anybody here is in Playa with kids, but let me know about schools. Actually, let me go back to a question real quick. Tracy wanted to know about the syndication. So boot camp and syndications are two different things, Tracy. Syndication is a self-paced course. So you can do that whenever. Boot camp is 4 weeks. The next one is in January. If you're on my mailing list, I do have a Black Friday discount code. So actually I could go ahead and give y'all that before I get off. So I'll give you the discount code, because if you go ahead and sign up, you can go ahead and get that discount. I think the discount code is Black Friday sale. I ain't that creative, y'all. So it's I ain't that creative. So I'm pretty sure it's Black Friday sale for any of the courses, syndications, boot camp, finding your first tenant. So, but tell me, what do I do in the scout trip? So I'm gonna look for at school. So I wrote a few down, but y'all know my son has not been in school since before COVID. So he's been homeschooled this whole time. So that's why I was like, I don't know that I want to do traditional school. And frankly, I ain't putting my kid in school in the States. So we have to do the school overseas or something. So I'm going to go look at schools. I'm going to tour schools. And then I'm looking for a realtor to take me around in Playa, just because I don't really know the area. So I know there's a lot of, I've looked at some of the listings that they have available, but I don't know the area like that. So I feel like I should have someone take me around. I'm going to kind of try to make it based off of where his school is, because I've been told a monthly car rental is like $1,000, and that's not far-fetched, because even when I was in the DR, the monthly car rental was like $1,000, $1,200. So y'all, what I would do was I would pick up the car on Friday and drop it off on Monday. And anything we needed to do with a car, we would do it all at the same time. Because I ain't about to pay y'all $1,000 for this raggedy car. Y'all, I don't know if you noticed, but when you go overseas, and to correct me if I'm wrong about Playa, those cars are so raggedy. They are not like our renter cars that are new and nice. These are some old raggedy cars. Like they really not. So I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not about to pay you that. And why am I paying you $1,000? Like, you know what kind of vehicle I could be driving for $1,000 a month? But it's all about supply and demand. Plus, a lot of times those cars, sometimes they come from the States because they have salvage titles, and we can't drive them in the States, but they can drive them overseas. I hope I didn't like steer y'all away from car rentals. That's just a tidbit of information there. But so people are saying like you should stay closer to the schools because then, you're walking there every day, and then you could do your taxi into the city. So, that's what I'm thinking. Plus, I want to be close to the beach. So I had considered Merida. But they say it's so hot in Merida. And I was gonna say what I was gonna do was split my time up, and I was gonna do like 5 days in Merida, 5 days in Playa. And a friend of mine was like, "Do you really want to go to Merida?" Like, and I'm like, "Oh, but people say that Merida is so amazing, it's so wonderful. They got the whole tribe there, y'all." Did y'all see that picture when they sold out the Black Panther movie theater in Merida? Like, they are really doing it out there. But my friend reminded me, normally when people are like they love a place, I don't always love the place. So I said, since I know I like Playa, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna stay there for a few days, make sure I really like it, see if I find a school for him, and kind of stay there for a little bit because I have yet to stay. Well, I stayed in DR for like 6 months, but that wasn't 100% by choice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. So let me know what y'all think about that. What else I need to be trying to find out while I'm there. Now I'm thinking Playa for 3 to 6 months. And the reason why I say 3 to 6 months is because I'm thinking, or I've heard that the Exodus Summit may, don't take me in my word, may be in April in Morocco. If it is, that is great for me because the way that I see it is we'll go ahead, leave Playa, head on over to Morocco, and from there, that will start our African tour because y'all know we were supposed to leave for Africa in January. So that would actually start our African tour, and it would give me sort of a soft landing with a whole group of other women instead of just going out there by myself. So what do y'all think about that? So I'm thinking it is going to be Morocco. Y'all, those tickets are not cheap. So if you planning on going, make sure you start looking because I already know I've looked at that Morocco before. Yeah, those tickets are beating you over the head. So yeah, those tickets are not cheap at all, but I feel like it'd be a soft landing because I was already supposed to go to Kenya, but something kept telling me like I'm not ready to go to Kenya yet. Like I really need a community, and that's a lot of the reason why I decided to do Playa because Playa has such a great community, and the ladies are always like it's a soft landing. I've already been there before. It's not far. That Cancun flight to Atlanta is hella cheap. So you can do that. Like it's easy. I still want to go over to Africa. Like my people in Kenya are like, "Oh, well, I thought you were coming in January. What happened? You were so excited." And I'm like, I'm a nomad. Things change. That's kind of like what we do. We just kind of change. When I'm meant to be there, I'm meant to be there. If I'm not meant to be there yet, I won't be there. Like whenever I try to force stuff, it doesn't work. My life works so much smoother Now that I don't try to force stuff, I be canceling tickets left and right. Yeah, if it's Delta, I'm canceling them tickets because Delta will let me cancel now or reschedule. I'll cancel a ticket, get on a new flight. Y'all know how many flights I have missed in the last year alone? Like the last year or two, it's been ridiculous. So, I just had to let them know. I was like, I mean, at this point in my life, I can't be forcing anything. Like I can't force any plans. I can't force any businesses. I cannot force things because they just don't work anymore. Like I can't do that. I can't. You said Playa checks a lot of boxes, but it ain't cheap. No, it's not. I am definitely starting to see that it's not cheap. It's cheaper than maybe living in Atlanta, but it's not. You're not getting I don't. At least I haven't seen where you getting $1,000 apartment. Top of the line. I don't know, but going to Playa, I want my two bath. I want my rooftop pool. I want my gym. I want a park for my son. I want those things. And I'm not even that person that goes into the city all the time. Like if you put me in a neighborhood where I have everything that I need, I only go in the city to do stuff, right? So as long as I'm in that neighborhood where everything I need is there, that's all I need. Like give me everything that I want and I need. Now in the meantime, I'm making these plans for Playa, but in the back of my head, I'm getting ready. I'm hoping we're gonna do Morocco in April, and that would just make everything go so easy, so very easy. You said, Rita said, I need that beach in my life, plus a little grass for my poodles, and I'm all good. Rita, I thought you moved. You haven't moved. When are you planning on moving? I thought you had moved. And are you doing Playa or are you going somewhere else? Okay. You said lack to legacy. Sandra says you get most of that for 1,000. It'll be nice too, but you'll be on the other side of the highway. I think the schools are on the other side of the highway, so that may not be a problem for me. Because it seems like the schools are in or near the jungle. So let me know because that may not be a problem for me. You still in Vegas? When are you coming back out? When you leaving, Rita? Rita, girl, y'all don't know. Rita be in those WhatsApp groups in Playa and Merida because we got in the groups at the same time. Because after meeting up in Exodus and all this stuff, you started to kind of make these plans, and when you start having the same plans. So Rita be asking questions. All I got to do is go back and look at Rita questions because she be asking all the stuff that I need to know. She gets all the information. So I'm amazed you're not gone yet. How are you? You still in Vegas, girl? You got all the information. I may need to talk to you about the schools. Okay, y'all supposed to be asking me questions, but let me ask y'all questions because I need to know where y'all are at and where you're going. Um, Oh, the in-person school for your son. Oh, yeah, those tuition prices in Playa are not cheap, y'all. Yeah, they're like $300 and up. And I think your son, Rita's in high school. My son is in elementary, and I think it's like 300 and up. So, like Sandra said, when you get over to Playa, it's not cheap. It's cheaper. It's cheaper than Atlanta because I don't know any private school in Atlanta for $300 or $500, right? But you feel like when you leave, you're supposed to be paying pennies on the dollar. There's not a pennies on the dollar type of situation in Playa del Carmen because basically they done carved out this area in the jungle and made it their whole oasis, basically. So they said if this is gonna be your oasis, you're gonna have to pay for this. Y'all, I was looking at the braiding girl, her shop today for like individual. She charging like $250, $300 for individual braids. Like this is not like some things are cheap. I feel like your self-care is cheap. Like, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like the self-care, the massages, the beach party, the things to do, maybe your nails and stuff like that are cheap, but I feel like the cost of living itself is more expensive. So the apartments, getting doing the apartments, doing the car rentals, your hair, because of course it's probably not a whole lot of competition there for somebody braiding your hair, right? So I feel like all of that kind of stuff is where you're going to pay your money. Yes, Sandra said it's cheaper than the U.S., but not the most economical city in Mexico, right? Because it ain't even a Mexican city. Like it ain't a Mexican city like that. It's a bunch of foreigners that came and took over an area that wasn't nobody really living in, because they got condos going up like this. So, I mean, I think it'll be a good place for us for a few months. I don't know that it would be a place that I would want to stay permanently, but I think that, it is good to have land somewhere, because here, now that I'm leaving, y'all, I done met everybody in the last week. Next week, I got 2 Thanksgivings. Like, so I've met so many people, and it always seems like, I don't know if other people have experienced this, but it always seems to me like the last 2 weeks is when I meet the most people. It's when we do the most things. My physical therapist is Mexican. We went over her house on Friday. She has 2 kids, so my son had met hers. So we went over her house on Friday. We had, we ate. The kids hung out and played. We're going to do that this Friday before we leave. And it's just one of those things where I always feel like once I get to the end of the trip, that's when everything starts to come together. That's when I start meeting people, meeting friends, going out, doing things, getting comfortable. So that's why I was saying this next stop, we're going to stop for about maybe 3 or 4 months instead of stopping for a month and then leaving, because I think that first month, it takes that first month to break through and try to build that community. Like, you need that first month as your kind of go-to, because without it, by that time, if you leave, you just can't build up, because you got to get in these Facebook groups, you got to get in these WhatsApp groups, and you got to really like network. And Playa, all you got to do is say hello in they groups, and they like, hey, you want to do da 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 da. Like, I had messaged somebody and asked them about the schools, and I was like, hey, are you okay to jump on a call and maybe tell me about some of the schools? I mean, we were on the phone for at least 30-40 minutes. He was telling me all about the schools, the different schools his son has gone to, the good, the bad, the ugly. He was telling me about the different places. He was like, oh, when you come, you all can come and have dinner with us. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, the Playa people, like, come on now, come on, let's meet up, let's do this. So that, that's the thing. And Sandra said, slow travel is the life for me. Like, I think that that's the thing. I think we have to slow down a little bit. I think 3 months at a time is ideal for us to kind of make some connections and do some things. And I know even for some people, they're like 3 months, that's not long at all. If I'm at a place where I like it and it's, and I want to stay longer than 3, then that's cool. One of the other reasons I wanted to go to Playa first is because when I get back to Atlanta, I'm going to apply for residency for Mexico. So I wanted to make sure it was where I wanted to be. I'm gonna go back. I'm going to apply for residency, and then I'll complete my residency when I get to Playa in January. Not because I necessarily want to live in Mexico for 4 years. However, in the next 4 years, we are having a presidential election. And my Black behind will not be anywhere near the United States during this presidential election. And if the other countries decide not to let us in during this presidential election, I need to be a resident somewhere so I am not stuck during this presidential election. So that is the reason why I am applying for residency. So we'll see what happens, but I need a backup plan just in case the ish hits the fan and the countries are like, yeah, so y'all crazy, we not letting y'all into our country. Y'all need to keep that, that same damn wall y'all wanted, that wall y'all kept talking about. We're gonna go ahead and build that wall. So I'm gonna need to be allowed into the secret door in the wall when that next presidential election comes up. So that is why I'm going ahead and do a residency. Thank you, girl. Plus the residency, they're probably going to go up on the information that they use. With residency in Mexico, you either have to have a certain salary or you have to have a certain amount in the bank. And they say in the beginning of the year, because I jumped on the Exodus Summit, Rashida and Stephanie, they had their getting residency in Mexico thing the other day. So it seems like every year the numbers go up 20%. Now, if you apply before January, you have 6 months to make it to Mexico to complete that residency process. So, and it's like what, $45. So I'm gonna be honest, y'all, even if y'all didn't make it over there, like I mean it's $45. I don't know, man, I'm just saying. But so the way that I see it, I'm like, go ahead, try to get in before January 1st. So you're in under those old guidelines, and then you have 6 months, like literally that puts you to summertime. If you can't catch that flight to Mexico by summertime, you probably wasn't going anyway. You can catch it to Cancun. That's the cheapest place to get to, at least from Atlanta it is. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm going to apply for residency for my son and my thank you, girl. I always forget. So I'm going to apply for residency for myself and my son. I was going to apply for it for my daughter too, but my daughter is over 18. So I actually cannot apply for her. She won't be able to apply for residency because I believe she will have to meet the same criteria. And my daughter is not meeting that criteria at this point in her life at 19 years old. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if anybody has an older child, but Rita, I know your son's a teenager. So that's something you may want to think about as well. If you're trying to move over here with your son, you may want to go ahead and get that residency before he turns 18, because at 18, they are an adult and they have to meet those same qualifications that we have to meet. So that tidbit. Yes, everybody, press like. Make sure you ding the bell. Make sure you subscribe. I normally go live on Tuesdays, which I'll probably still go live this Tuesday if y'all gonna jump on with me. Y'all, I had worked myself into the ground and I had just gotten sick. Like, I literally have been doing so much. Hey, Demarius, how are you? You said, Rita, somebody said something. I'm going to add him by family unity. Oh, okay, Rita, you got to tell us about family unity. Tell me about that, because I'm trying to figure out how to add my daughter, because she needs a safe haven. Y'all gonna mess around. My whole damn family gonna be there. My sister, my mom, my stepdad, my dad, my stepmom. All our ass is gonna be up in the Playa del Carmen during election time. Come on, y'all. Go ahead. I already applied for you. So tell me how that works, Rita. But so I normally do my lives on Tuesday. And when I tell y'all I had worked myself into the ground, and who made me think about it? It was a friend of mine, but actually it was Sandra. Sandra from Lack to Legacy. She's on here. Sandra made me think about it. When we were scheduling the live with me, she was on my channel 2 weeks ago. Make sure you check that out. She told us all about Playa. She's part of the reason why I'm moving to Playa. So one thing she said was, girl, I do this for fun, not for a job, or something similar to that. And I don't even know if she remembers saying that, right? And I realized that I am working my ass off over here, y'all. Like, I'm looking for a multi-family apartment building because I'm working. I have a team that I work with, and we're pursuing our own syndication. I am running these courses, the boot camp, the what's my other course I did? Finding your first tenant and automating your systems. I am still a nurse practitioner. I'm still seeing patients. I still have my son, and I am trying to do everything for my businesses. And when I tell y'all, I feel like I had run myself into the ground and had completely like threw my immune system off, and I got sick. I was sick for days. Like yeah, it was bad. And I had multiple things. Like I had ear infection, I had sinus infection. Like I was over here going through it. Like y'all, I couldn't have gone on anybody's live if I wanted to. And it was really because I was running myself ragged. Like it was ridiculous. Like, yes, are just like, we are not about the hard work life. And I know, like, that's why I left, right? Like, I left not to be part of that. And I found myself doing that here. I think this is a place for me for work. Oh, and don't forget, I started looking at apartments for Airbnbs. So I had to start doing that research as well, and making time for that, and still trying to take my son out. And I was like, yeah, no, ma'am, this is for the birds. So I was like, I have to figure something out. So I decided I'm gonna try to hire a VA. Because I can't do all of this. First of all, I suck at customer service, y'all. I am amazing at giving you what you need. I am awful at small things. I get very irritated. That's one of those things you got to know about yourself. I get very irritated with small things. Like, oh, so I'm gonna have a VA. I'm in the process of hiring a VA, one of the ones overseas. I know, don't kill me, y'all. I got to get the one overseas. I can't afford American salary. I would love to hire one of our wonderful Black women, but y'all, I can't afford y'all. So I gotta outsource my stuff. But yeah, I really had to say, how do I make my life easier? And that, I'm gonna hire some help. Like that's the only way to make my life easier. Because I did not leave the States to work like a Hebrew slave, even if it's for myself. Like that's not what I was planning to do. That's not how that is supposed to work. So with that being said, I was like, okay, I need to get some help. I need to delegate the tasks that I don't need to do. And it's a blessing and a curse, because it's definitely a blessing that I need a VA. Like if y'all would have told me a year ago I would have needed a VA, I would have been like, for what? Like what they could do. But yeah, I'm about to change the script here. Like when I go to Playa, I am going to continue to have somebody clean my house. This lady come once a week, honey. I feel like sometimes she should come twice. Right. Ease. That's what we need. Ease. I need her to come twice. Now my nanny here, she don't cook and clean. I don't like that either. I don't like that. She a good nanny, but I don't like that, because I'm used to the nannies that cook and clean. I need somebody to be making some Mexican food. I shouldn't have no dishes in the sink. Like what you do? Yeah, I know that's bad. Is that bad? I don't know, but that's what I got used to my nannies. Like they take care of the kid, they cook, they clean. Then you can have, like, I didn't even need a cleaner when I was in the DR with my nanny. Girl, she be in there mopping and cleaning. Then she be over there, you want coconut fish tonight, or you want boiled gusada? Girl, surprise me. Whatever you want to do, honey. This is your world. What you need me to get from the grocery store? Like, do what you do, because I'm good. I'm good over here. Whatever you want to cook tonight is fine with me. Now, what's surprising that she would sit down and eat too, so I had to get used to that. But I was like, okay, well, it's fine. I just wasn't used to it. Like I wasn't. So yeah, that's what I gotta do. I have to make this a life of ease. Like Damaris said, that's what we do. I did not leave Atlanta working a regular job to come here and work like a slave in this business of mine. So I am going to get my VA, and I know Sandra said let her know if I find a good one. I'm working on having them do tasks right now, and I'm not going to be using them 40 hours a week, so I can definitely share the information. So right now they're doing some tasks to prove themselves, and then I'll go ahead and choose from there. So I'm gonna do the VA. I'm gonna have my nanny. I need to have the person come clean the house. Like those are requirements. Yeah, someone to cook. Even if they don't cook every day, it's something about being overseas and having somebody that can cook some local cuisine for you. And that girl, she spoiled me. Now the problem with her was that her man was from Miami. And if y'all know anything about Miami men, she had a black man from Miami from the hood. That should say it all. So she became unreliable after that, taking care of her man. So that was why I had to let that one go. All right, if you're just joining me, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Please do so. Let YouTube know that you like us, and throw in some questions if you have some questions, concerns, you wondering what's going on. So because this is just a live Q&A. I know someone has asked me, oh, I'm gonna tell you how I find my nannies. So, but yeah, so my nanny in the DR, she would cook and clean. And when I tell y'all she was a good cook, honey, yeah, I miss that because so my nanny here, she doesn't cook, but I don't love Mexican food like that, so I don't know that it's such a bad thing. Dominican food was delicious. I'm telling y'all, you probably gonna get high blood pressure, but honey, that was some of the best food ever. Here they eat taco breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If I don't see another damn taco, y'all, if I don't see another taco, I would be just fine because I'm there all the time, all kinds of tacos. So, how I find my nanny? Because somebody asked me this before, and I said I was going to do a video, and I never did. So I want to tell you how I find my nannies. So basically, what I do is first I go on the Facebook groups. And I try to get into groups that have parents, like that have moms or whatever. I will go in and I'll look under the search bar for sitter or for nanny. I'll look for that first because I want to see who people are referring. I typically do not hire people that are referring themselves. So, like if they have a post that they're a nanny, unless I can see someone that corresponds and says that they use that nanny, I do not use those nannies because I need them to have taken care of other people's children first. So that's the way that I will go in and I will find a nanny. Then I will contact the nanny and I will ask for references. And then I will do a live Facebook or something like that to kind of interview them that way, ask them questions, and then kind of see my son face to face if I decide that I like them, because I kind of want them to know what the situation is. Also, I travel with cameras. I can link my cameras if you all want. Even if you don't have kids, I feel like that's smart. I travel with cameras. So the second you walk into my apartment, you're on camera, you're live. So I can right now, like my son is in the other room, I can pull him up right now on my phone on the camera. So I travel with cameras, and that's how I keep an eye on everything that's going on. When I first start with my nanny or my sitter, typically they're taking care of him while I'm in the other room. So while I'm in here working, they're working with him. So I put a lot of different safeguards in there to find my nanny. I do like them to be bilingual. If I can get somebody that can give me a reference, I like that as well. Playa has a lot of nanny agencies. That's not normally the case, I have found in most countries. I found that a lot of times people work by themselves, so you got to hire them directly. But also, once you get into these WhatsApp groups, you can also go in there and you can find nannies or whatever you need. And then you actually reach out to the people and ask them. I ask them their experience. And I always ask open ended questions. I never ask yes or no questions. So if I say, would you hire them again? I would ask them, I wouldn't even necessarily ask them that. I would ask them, what made you use them, or what made you recommend them. So I'm more of an open-ended question type of person. So that's how I hire my nannies, because I know somebody has asked me that before. What else do y'all want to know? Oh, I did order my carbon monoxide detector. I couldn't figure out how to use Amazon Mexico. Uh, which apparently I still will need to, but I did order a carbon monoxide detector because a couple of days before that, the everything came out with about the 3 individuals dying in their apartment. I actually had smelled gas in my apartment here in Mexico City. So I was lying in bed and I woke up and I was like, what is that smell? Like, it was overwhelming. And my head was hurting. So I actually went into the kitchen and it just smelled like gas everywhere. So I called my people for the Airbnb. They ended up sending out somebody because it wasn't like anything was on. And I was like, I don't know if it's a leak, because she was like, oh, well, we can't get anyone out till later. I said, well, what? I may be dead later. You need to get somebody out now. So she ends up getting somebody out, and they said the broiler needed cleaning because apparently in Mexico City, a lot of these buildings are old, so their broilers are old. And even if they changed them, they didn't change the whole system. So I remember telling my friend that night, I need to get a carbon monoxide detector. And 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, is when that article came out about the people that were here the same time during Day of the Dead. I think it was October 28th or 29th, that had died from carbon monoxide poisoning. And right after, days after I had told my friend I needed to get a carbon monoxide detector. So y'all make sure y'all have ordered yours. I can post that link too if y'all want me to. So my Airbnb person, I sent her the article and she went ahead and ordered one for my Airbnb. Actually, she ordered them for all of her Airbnbs and actually her own place as well, because she lives here in Mexico City. And then I ordered one as well. And I just had it sent over back home because I'm going to Atlanta on December 8th. So I had it sent back home anyway, so I would have a carbon monoxide detector. So I've added that to my list of things I travel with, along with my key lock for my door, and my camera. So I don't know. What are y'all? Is there anything else that y'all are traveling with? Because I wasn't traveling with a carbon monoxide detector, and I feel like I probably should have been. And yeah, I thought that was, the coincidence that I would say I need a carbon monoxide detector, and a couple of days later, somebody, these 3 Black Americans end up passing away. So that was a big thing too. So I did order that. Let's see. What else? What are y'all thinking? What's your thoughts on all of this? What is in your little travel kit for those that travel? Because some of y'all live there the full time. So what are y'all traveling with? Let me know. Shauna says she has to watch again because her friends won't stop distracting her. Girl, that's okay. You can watch it as many times as you want to. You go right ahead. Let's see. You said if you're going to the States and coming back to Playa, I need you to make a conditioner run. Okay. The hair products. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna come back in January. So yeah, I'll definitely be back. Oh, so the hair products, you can't order the hair products online? You have to make the runs. You can't just order them. How does that work? I need to find that out. I thought that everybody orders everything on Amazon. Because the other thing is the way those prices are to get your hair done, I'm gonna have to go ahead and buy me a wig, or I don't know if I'm gonna need to go natural, but those braiding prices are ridiculous. Y'all gonna see me over here talking about I'm trying to learn how to braid this hair right here. Yeah, those braiding prices, or I'm gonna have to just go natural. I don't know. Something is gonna have to give, because I got to make some sacrifices somewhere. Somewhere it's got to be some sacrifices. I got a certain budget I like to try to stay under that continues my life of ease. So yeah, that $300 hair braiding, I may need some products as well. So we need to figure that out. Let's see. Any other questions for me, y'all? Tell me anything else that you want to know, anything else that you're curious about, anything else you want me to chat about. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think. I kind of told y'all about my Black Friday sale. That's about 10 to 15% off. It expires December 1st on all courses and classes. The code for that is Black Friday sale. So that's out there. I'm gonna let you know how the Airbnb here in Mexico City goes. Because I'll be starting that up. Girl, you talking about dating life. I don't have no dating life right now. I can't be bothered. That's more work. That's more work. Somebody was telling me though, in Mexico City is Bumble. You get on Bumble. So if y'all come out here, get on Bumble. But I don't have the time. Are you dating out there? Are you out there dating? Not for me to live. So I have met some people out here in Mexico City that like it. They've been out here for a minute. Those people have traveled to different places as well. The ones that I've met in Mexico City. So I've met some ladies out here. One, she actually lived in Playa for about 3 years. So she moved out this way. Another one, she's been out here for a few months as well. She's from Atlanta. So I would say that if you're looking for a big city feel, then yes, look at Mexico City. I feel like for the city, it checks a lot of boxes. It's not expensive. Airbnbs are expensive, but apartments are not expensive. You can get an apartment for $1,100 a month in the most maybe 12, 13 in the more expensive areas or the more touristy areas. They said if you go further out, you can get one for $500 a month, 1 to 2 bedrooms. So, and you have museums, like museums galore here. We've been to museums. We're going to go to the pyramids. We went to the castle, the Chapultepec Castle. That was beautiful. They have shows. They have Aladdin here. They have Cirque du Soleil that started on Thursday or Friday. They have a ballet. We're going to go to the art museum and see pinatas. So I'm not saying don't come to Mexico City. I feel like Mexico City has a lot to offer. And if you like city life, it's a great place to come. Like and I don't know if you know this, but when I went from Atlanta, I went back to New York because I'm from New York. So I went to New York City and I came directly here. And it was very much like being in New York City, so I didn't really skip a beat. Like I was in the city for like a week and then I came straight here. So it's very much like the city, and it's definitely not the cost of New York City. So if you want city life, I would definitely say to check out Mexico City. I don't dislike Mexico City. I'm sure I'll be back in Mexico City and I'll come visit and do a couple of different things here because, it's just amazing. They have so much to offer. They have so many different sides of town. I think one of the biggest malls in Latin America is here in Santa Fe in Mexico City. So I'm not saying don't come. What I'm saying is I ain't about this city life. Like I want a beach. I don't want to hear these horns beeping at night. I don't want to hear the horns beeping while I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm not trying to hear the truck. Y'all, I was walking down the street and they had the truck on the side of the road, and I kind of waited until the construction man told me to come. And the construction man tells me to come, and then I get sprayed by water by the truck. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I literally waited and got sprayed by water, which I hope was water, y'all, because I'm assuming that I got sprayed by water by the truck, but I'm not 100% sure. It wasn't gas. So I just assume that it was water. So, it's like you gotta like, and I talked to one girl, she was like, I just like to go out and people watch. I like being in Mexico City. I can people watch. Me and my daughter, we sit in the Krispy Kreme and people watch. They have a Hello Kitty place that you can go to in the mall. They have every store that you want. They got Subway, McDonald's, Krispy Kreme, KFC, Popeyes. They have everything you want. So, everybody that leaves the States, they're not looking for a beach life, right? Some of them still want a city life. They just want it outside of the States. So I think that Mexico City is a perfect city life, that where you're going to truly get a city life. Now, I know for me, Panama City was a good place as well. Panama City, Panama, because there you got city life, but you were still on the water. So you could be right on the water, or you had like the old city, Ciudad Vieja. So to me, if I had to choose a city, I actually probably would do Panama for that reason, because Panama is my safety net. Like, that's my place that if nothing else works, I'm like, I'll go back to Panama, because I felt like Panama gave me the best of multiple worlds, because I got like city life, I had beach life, I had the lakes. I don't know if they're lakes or they were actually beaches right there, but you could go walk on the waterfront. You had the exercise equipment outside on the waterfront. You still had the malls. So I feel like from the places that I've been, Panama City is a landing place for me, because it does have so much stuff. If you just want city, Mexico City is just city. If you want beach, well, y'all know it's all kinds of beaches all around Latin America. So, you got your choice of beaches to go to. Um, is it reasonably priced? Panama City is. So the good thing about Panama City is that they use the American dollar. Their coins are Panamanian, but they use the American dollar. They were not that expensive. I think you could they're not like $500 cheap, but they're like $1,200 for a nice condo on the beach. Nice condo on the beach, 2 bedroom with all of your amenities. You can definitely get that. So let's see. Try for, the permanent visa for Panama. I follow their Facebook group. So I really should get an attorney. My grandmother is Costa Rican. My family's Panamanian and Costa Rican. And I really need to get a local attorney in one of these places to find out, because I may be able to do citizenship, not just residency. Hmm. Yeah. The residency in Panama has changed, though. They've made it, I'm not going to say very hard, but they've made it more difficult to get residency in Panama, because so many people were getting it. So last year when I had first left, that's when everybody was getting it, because I think they still had something about $10,000, something specific about 10 grand, but they changed it, so they made it harder for people to get residency. So I actually was like, I need to speak with an attorney so I can find out about actually getting citizenship, because my grandmother is from Costa Rica, but my mother is from New York. So I don't know if she has to get citizenship to get the rest of us citizenship, kind of like what you were saying, Rita, in Mexico. So I need to find that out, so I can either do citizenship for Panama or Costa Rica. Either one would be fine, because they kind of let you come and go as you please. between the two of them, Panama and Costa Rica. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, y'all, I told you I got back at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Eastern time. So they kind of let you do both of them, kind of come and go as you please. So I really need to find an attorney to see how to do that. I really need to do that earlier than later, but y'all know I got this long checklist of things that I need to do. I need to do so many things, what I can do and what I need to do. So that's going to go to the long checklist. Like that's not on the short checklist. The short checklist is this Mexican residency. The long checklist is Panama. So if one of us find an attorney in Panama, we need to actually I know somebody that has Panama residency. So I can ask her about her attorney. Yeah, because when I was out there last year, everybody was scrambling because they changed the laws and they were like, in August, it's over. Like, so everybody was scrambling to get Panamanian residency by August because they were changing the law. Excuse me. And they were making it so very strict to get residency out there. But they said they actually they're making it easier to get it in Costa Rica because everybody was flocking to Panama. Costa Rica was not getting as many people because it was so hard to get residency out there. So now they've made it easy. They've even made it easy to bring your car to Costa Rica. I believe it's something about the duties. So it's not so expensive to bring it. If I could do all those animals, I would look at Costa Rica because I'm sure I got some land out there somewhere that belongs to my family. But y'all, I just can't. I can't do all the animals. I can do a couple of animals. I just can't do all of the animals. So maybe look at Costa Rica too. Yeah, look at Panama and Costa Rica. I love Panama though. It just has a flavor to it. But it's expensive. It's not a cheap plane ticket. Once you get there, it's not too bad, but it's not a cheap plane ticket. But it just has a flavor. Has a flavor to it. You get a little bit of both worlds. And if you go, you gotta go to Mercado Pescado. So you gotta go to the fish market. That fish market, that's the first time I ever had ceviche. That fish market is absolutely to die for. Like every time, if I do a layover in Panama, I go to the fish market. Like that's how wonderful and amazing it is. You said Costa Rica's on the list too. To visit or for residency? Have you been to Costa Rica yet? I've been a few places in Costa Rica. San Jose. My family, I visited them. They're in Limon, in Punta, no, good Lord, I haven't been to too many places. They're in Limon, Puerta, I can't remember right now, but we're all basically the Afro Ticos are in Costa Rica, and I've done San Jose, which is San Jose is the city. Arenal, where the volcanoes are. You can go to the volcanoes. It's a nice place to visit. Like it's a nice place. Okay. Sandra says she's gonna do residency in Costa Rica. Girl, you're gonna have about 3-4 residencies. All right now. I know somebody that does that. She gets residencies in multiple countries so that her kids can go to school for free. Because she says she's not paying tuition in America, which I ain't even mad at her. I don't even blame her. I can't at all. Let's see. The Panama relocation tour I'm aiming for this summer. The tour is kind of pricey, but I'm sure it's worth it. Costa Rica, I ain't messing with those Amazon size bugs. That's funny. What does the Panama relocation tour consist of? I'm just curious. I mean, I just am like I have family there, so they took me all around. So it was, it's pretty simple. But I'm just curious what it consists of, that relocation tour. Because I think I saw that and I was like, girl, bye. Uh, don't do like me though, y'all. Don't do like me. Because I can be cheap sometimes. And I'm an explorer. I like to explore things on my own. So, I like to get with a local and explore because I just be feeling like if I get with, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I get with a foreigner, they don't always tell me what I need to know. But I think I've seen that Panama relocation tour. A lot of people have done it though, and I don't think they said anything bad about it. I think it has some pretty good reviews. So I think I'm familiar with the lady that did it. Yeah. So what does that tour consist of? But Rita, where do you want to go? Are you still like bopping around? Like maybe, I know you've looked at a lot of places, so maybe you should spend a little time here, a little time there, and then decide because that's the joy of living this life. You don't have to choose a place right away. You could just go to some places, maybe spend a month here, a month there, a month there, and then decide where it is that you want to stay. Um, so you can kind of see it. Have you done any, like, I guess, scouting visits? Um, she said 7-day tour, all expenses paid, and showing you around multiple parts of Panama. David and one other place I remember is priced over $2,000. Okay. Well, it is a done for you process. So they're doing everything for you. So they got to get their cut in it. 7-day, all expenses paid. That may be worth it. Like if you're one of those people that don't want to do the work and don't want to research it, some people don't want to do that. They want to go ahead and lay it all out for me on a platter and give it to me that way. And I mean, for me, that would be worth it if you're that type of person. I like to see stuff go in the cracks in the corners. I want to see some different areas. So, I'm that person. So you got to know the type of person you are. Are you the all inclusive? Because sometimes I'm the all inclusive. I don't want to do nothing. Like y'all go ahead and take this money and bring me that drink with that umbrella. So sometimes I'm the all inclusive person. But a lot of other times I want to go out and I just kind of want to explore and take some time. You said that's why I'm still sitting in Vegas because I think I need to see multiple places before making a decision. Yeah, do that. Honestly, the best time to do that is coming up while it's low season. If you wait till the summertime, you're going during high season, and high season is more expensive. So honestly, if you really need to go now when people aren't really going, and then it won't cost you as much if you do it that way, especially if you want to see a couple of places. So that may be an option, not waiting until it gets, hot, before you start going. Because you wait till summertime, you're gonna pay summertime premium prices. So yeah, I would consider that. Let me see. Yep. So there's Sandra message. Don't forget to like. What else is going on, y'all? What other questions do y'all have? I'm looking. Make sure I didn't miss any. Let's see. She said it's high season in Playa now. But I imagine like it gets more expensive during the summer. Oh, does Playa even have a low season? People always go in there. Is it even a low season there? I don't know. At least I can get there before the what is it called? Sargweed or sargeras or whatever. I don't know. When the black stuff, the old seaweed attacks the ocean, attacks the beach. It is not pretty when they go and attack the beach. And that's a lot of the beaches. It's not just it was like that in Panama, DR, and Playa. So whatever ocean is right there, it's gonna be the same thing. Okay, so Sandra said it's actually cheaper in the summer for Playa. So maybe find out when you're looking at these places you want to see, find out the highs and the lows. I think so. When I went to Panama, I think springtime was cheaper than when I went in summertime. for that area. But it may be worth taking a quick trip. I don't know what kind of work you do, how long you can go, but it may be worth taking a week trip to see these places before deciding, because at the end of the day, they're not going nowhere. All these countries still gonna be here. Now I don't know about California as a state, or Florida, that may float away. So I can't speak about the states, but I think for the most part, these countries will still be here ready for us. And that's really what I had to tell myself about going to Africa too. Africa ain't going nowhere. It ain't gone nowhere in all these centuries. It ain't gonna up and disappear just because I didn't make it over there in January. It'll still be there. So if you don't go to one place now, you can always go to that place next time, next year, in 5, 10 years. It'll be there. It will be right there waiting on you. And you can just go when you're ready. But take your time. Don't feel like you got to rush to make a decision. Girl, you can always get an Airbnb. A lot of times I get the Airbnb, I contact the host, and I may book a few days through Airbnb, and then I book the rest of the month. Like when I stayed in DR, that's what I did. So I would book the first month or the first few days through Airbnb, and then I would rent from the person on a monthly basis. So like in DR, I think I was paying like $900 a month. So I would just pay them directly, and I would just rent on a monthly basis. I would rent their Airbnb because they got it covered. They make sure somebody's in there, and then I don't have to move a lot. So just know, and then now people are doing booking.com, so you can get those long-term rentals on Booking. I haven't done the long-term rentals on Booking, excuse me, but what I have learned in my travels is that I don't book a month anymore. I don't book a month anywhere. I book a couple of days, and I let them know if it works out for the both of us, I'll stay for a month. But I don't book a month because I get locked in, and I've gotten locked into some things that just weren't suitable for me. The internet was bad, or they didn't have the amenities that they said that they had, and all of that. So I would say, if you're going to do it, don't do a month. Do a couple of days with the option to do a month, but go around to some of these different places and just, be there for a little bit and decide what you like. I mean, even in one country, there's so many different places. There's a city, there's a beach, there's, the suburbs, there's locals, there's expats. So there's so many places, right, that you can go and explore. So, I would just say don't limit yourself. Be open to going, exploring, and just see where you're pulled to. Sometimes if you just sit silent and see where you're being pulled to or where you're gravitating towards, it takes care of the rest. Everything else will kind of fall into place. Because it's like, it seems like I mean, all those places are so similar. They're similar and they're different. Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, they're similar, but they're different. But if y'all want somewhere cheap, y'all better look at Colombia. Colombia is hella cheap. It's so cheap out there. My most expensive meal out there for the three of us was like $30. Anita just asked that too. Yeah, she just said, is anybody headed to Colombia? Colombia is so cheap. You're not paying nothing in Colombia. I was in Medellin. And Medellin, it's a little city, but it's like a city built around parks, because Medellin is only, that country was only built up in the 40s, or that city. So it's not an old city. So it's a lot of parks and green space there. That's what I like about it. But still, I have to be near a beach, which is what I did not like about it. But if y'all are interested, Colombia is actually where I did ayahuasca. So anyone that's familiar with that, I had no idea what it was when I did it, y'all. The day I found out, I did it that week. So that's just a side note for those that may be interested in that. But yeah, Colombia is super, super cheap. The flights from there are super cheap as well because you're doing Avianca. Food is cheap. Is the food? Everything there is cheap. Like I think our money is like 20 to 1 or something crazy in Colombia. And then you have Cartagena. I didn't make it out to Cartagena, but they say it's a nice place to visit, not necessarily the place that you want to live. And then you also have oh, what is that other area in Colombia? It's south of Medellin. It's where the Afro Colombians live. So there's a lot of like soca and all of that in that area. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Colombia. Let's see. Trying to think, where was Cali? So I was told about Cali because they were actually having a reggae soca music festival there, but they say that is the place to go for that type of thing. I didn't make it over to Cali, but because by the time I had already bought my ticket to leave. However, they say that Cali is pretty cool. Like the vibe there is amazing, and a lot of people don't talk about it. So I feel like it's like one of those best kept secrets. But I was saying if I went back to Colombia, I would definitely want to stop into Cali, go over to Cali, take that flight over there. And then I also want to go to Cartagena, even if I went for a girls' trip, because I want to go to that pink sand beach. What area are you looking at in Colombia? Because they're supposed to have this like gorgeous pink sand beach. Like I feel like Cartagena is such a girls' trip spot. Like you go there, you do the different things, you eat the food. I think they have like a mud bath volcano thing in Colombia and Cartagena as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anita, let us know. Now I know another girl, she's going to Colombia. I wonder if she's still going. So y'all should actually link up. I don't know if she's on here today. But y'all should probably link up because she's going to Colombia also. That's her plan. So see, how are you in the Facebook groups for Colombia? Put some feelers out. The people that I met in Colombia are not there anymore. They've, you know how we do. We leave, we all over the world. So they're not in Colombia anymore. But yeah, Cali, Cali. Cali is where a lot of the Afro Colombians are. Look there because they do a lot of festivals, a lot of reggae, soca, all of those type of festivals. To me, it just sounded like this best kept secret. Like it just sounded so cool. Let me see if they got anything going on. Yeah, like you don't hear a lot about Cali, I don't think. But it is supposed to be a nice spot, like Cali. Even if you just take a flight, because if you're like in Medellin, a flight to Cali is like $25, $50 round trip. Let's see, events. Yeah, you could take a flight over to Cali. Yeah, they have different stuff going on in Cali. So definitely look, because if you're gonna be there and they're gonna have one of those festivals while you're there, girl, yeah, go on over there. They say those festivals are amazing. It says Cali is the Roomba capital. And by the world it's known as the salsa capital. So if that's your vibe, you may need to be looking up Cali. Cali and Colombia. Yep. See, I don't put y'all on. Uh, yep. That's what it says here when I Googled it. So definitely look that up. Yeah, don't sleep on Colombia. Y'all, it's so many places out here for us to explore and enjoy and go to and just be a part of. And I mean, it's just amazing. So, that first stop may just be your first stop. Yeah, you may be on to the next one. Yep, Medellin in Colombia. Yep. So you can take that flight over there, that Avianca. That's their plane of choice is Avianca. Take that Avianca flight and get on. Go on over there. You can go to Cartagena. You can probably, if you're going to stay in Colombia, I would hit up Peru too. because those flights are not expensive to Peru. I want to go and climb Machu Picchu. I already said it wrong. And I want to go to the rainbow one. They have a rainbow hike. I don't know the name of it in Peru also. So I want to climb that one. So yeah, make sure you hit up there. Where else are y'all going? So we got Costa Rica, we got Panama, we got Colombia. Where else are y'all going? Are any of y'all planning on going on the Exodus trip? Like if they go to Morocco, are y'all gonna go to Morocco? I'm gonna go to Morocco. I told y'all, like for those of y'all that were on, that's the plan is to go over to Morocco and then start my Africa trip. You said I am outside of Alicante and the internet is spotty. Is Alicante in Colombia? I don't know. Let us know if that's in Colombia. Alicante. I never heard of that. Maybe it's a little side area in Colombia. So, where else are y'all going or where else are you at? What other places should we be hitting up? And let me know. Are y'all gonna go to Morocco? I want to go to Morocco. I need y'all to go to Morocco too, though. We all need to go to Morocco. And I want to try to do a meetup while I'm in Playa. I want to try to do a meetup while I'm in Atlanta. I'm really bad at that. Like my planning is so bad. I do need to be planning those things so we can meet up in person. So I am gonna try to do that while I'm there this time. I don't know if I'll get the meetup in Playa during the scouting trip, just because I do need to see these places and these schools. But I am gonna try to get the meetup in at some point, and then I'm gonna try to get one in Atlanta while I'm up there, even though it is so cold right now. So I don't know, y'all. It is cold in Atlanta. Like it's getting cool here in Mexico, but it's just cold in Atlanta. I would show y'all my window, but it's no view out there. It's just a building. So any other questions, y'all? Let me know before we go. Anything else that y'all want to talk about? Any other questions you have? Any other concerns? I'm the whole comments, questions, concerns. Okay, going once because I know I'm behind you. I'm a couple of seconds behind you. Going twice. All right, going 3 times. So I thank y'all for coming out with me on Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful, happy Sunday. It's going to be crazy here in Mexico City because apparently the 49ers are playing out here. So the city is going to be crazy. So I think we just going to stay in. Like, I ain't even about that life. I don't know, y'all. I don't like to be too much going on around me. So it is going to be crazy out here. So wherever you are, y'all stay safe, and I will see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ding the bell. Ciao. Until next time, ladies.